Hello and welcome to Circle Sanctuary's Yule Festival. My name is Reverend Sharon Stewart, or Reverend Moonfeather as some of you know me, and I am the coordinator of today's event. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you here for this day. We've worked really hard and hope we have a fun day to celebrate Yule together. The theme for today is Love and Joy Come to You. And how that came about was, as I was trying to find a theme and trying to figure out things we could do, and listening to your feedback that maybe our one-day festivals are a little bit long, I wanted to see how I could change it up. And I know for myself anyway, I'm missing seeing people's faces during this pandemic. I'm missing going to my grandkids' school concerts. I'm sure you are too. So I thought it would be fantastic if we could think of a way to bring carolers into your house. So the thought of wassailing came to mind for me, and I thought that fit perfectly. So after checking in with Selena, who loves wassailing, she offered to do a workshop, and I thought of a way that we could ask people to come into your homes today. Like, think of them as carolers coming to your door, but you're going to be seeing them on your phones or your laptops or your television, whatever it is you're using to watch today's presentation. So I reached out to people from the north to the south, to the east, and to the west. And we have a group of people that are going to bring to you today different songs of the season. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I know I enjoyed seeing these faces as we were editing these things. So I can only imagine the joy it's going to bring to you to see some of these faces of our community that we haven't seen for a very long time. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the schedule today. Like I said before, we have shortened it up a little bit. Some of your feedback was that maybe our festivals were getting a little bit too long. And I'll be really honest with you that it's sometimes hard to find people who want to do these workshops virtually with the recording and things like that it involves. So I did decide to shorten up the day today, and we'll see how it goes. So first on the schedule after this opening, we will be having a presentation by Circle community member Mandie, who will be talking with you about the importance of fundraising. Circle Sanctuary has just kicked off a COVID-19 relief appeal. And I know Mandie will talk more about that, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about it right now. But please do watch that video from Mandie, and please be sure to donate to Circle Sanctuary if you can during this time. Following Mandie's fundraising presentation, it will be Reverend Selena Fox, who will be doing a workshop on wassailing. In your registration confirmation letter for today's event, you had a list of ingredients that if you want to follow along and make the wassail with her, that you'll want to make sure that you have ready for that workshop. Following Selena's workshop, we will have our wassailing carolers be visiting you. I am looking so forward to this, having all these faces come to you and sing songs of the season. Following that, we will have the Yule ritual, and then there will be a short Yule fire. I would like to take just a minute to talk a little bit about what it takes for us to put on one of these virtual festivals for you. I think that pretty much every coordinator so far that has put on one of these festivals will tell you that it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. Sometimes even seems like more work than what it takes to put on an on-site festival. And I don't tell you that to scare you away from wanting to volunteer. I tell you that so that you can please join us, reach out and volunteer and help us to produce these virtual festivals, because quite honestly, we don't know how long we'll be doing these yet. And I certainly don't want to burn out the people who have been doing this, and we'd like to get some different faces in front of you. So I thought this was a great time for me to just explain a little bit about what it does take to put on this virtual festival. One of the hats I wear for Circle is the festival's manager. So my job is to reach out and try and find coordinators for these events. So if that's something that you're interested in doing or learning, it's a great time for you to get involved in virtual ones, because maybe you don't live close enough to Circle so you can help organize on-site ones. So this is a great time to step up. If you're interested in learning and coordinating, just send me an email, sharon@circlesanctuary.org, and I'll be glad to mentor you along the way. Once we have a coordinator for those events, then the coordinator comes up with a theme and a schedule and tries to come up with some ideas of workshops or kind of where they'd like the day to go, and begins reaching out and finding people to put on those workshops, to do the ritual. And then we get that all approved and we get working on it. And sometimes it's becoming hard for us to find people to do workshops because it does take a while to do it, record it, and get it uploaded, especially if you're like me who live in the woods and it can take 3 hours to upload 10 minutes of film. So sometimes it can be hard. And quite frankly, a lot of people don't understand how to do it, and they're afraid to try to do it. Well, let me tell you, I knew nothing about this stuff when we started doing this back at Welcome Spring, and I have fumbled and learned, and I have a lot more to learn. So please don't let that frighten you. If you'd like to volunteer to coordinate, or if you have an idea for a workshop, or you'd like to present a workshop or teach a craft, please reach out to me, again, Sharon@circlesanctuary.org, and I will hook you up with the coordinators of those events, and we'll see if it fits with their theme and that we can invite you to help. And with that said, there's also the technology people. We really, really would like to have more people that can help us edit film. Right now, Bob and Florence get the most of that. We do have a couple other people that are interested in learning. We also have people that have good internet connection that can help us put our Zooms up to live. And I'd like to thank the Roaming Gnome and Casey Pope, who do a lot of that for us, and also the Ewings. But if anyone is interested even in helping with things like that, please also reach out to me. Any tech skills or editing. Again, Sharon@circlesanctuary.org. And I'd like to thank the people that worked very hard to produce today's festival for you. Again, Florence, I can't say enough for the hours, and I do mean hours, of editing that she does when she's raising a family, all on volunteer time, when she's trying to work yet, to edit these films for us. Florence, thank you so much. And to Bob Paxton, who also does a lot of the editing, but he also is the person that does the tech to get us up to YouTube Live. So he, again, is volunteering for every single festival to make that happen. I'd like to thank the presenters, Selena, Mandie, all of the carolers that are coming to you, and even to myself for the ritual and for coordinating today. It really is an act of love that we do to bring this to the community. So many, many blessings and many thanks to the people who do that.
Thank you for joining us today. My name, as Sharon said, is Mandie, and I have a little short presentation for you about some of the fundraising efforts that Circle Sanctuary is embarking upon this next year. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So bear with me for a moment. Okay, so 'tis the season for giving. This year, in particularly, we would like to talk to you about Circle Sanctuary and how your support can really make a difference this year and this upcoming year. So when you support Circle Sanctuary, your donations, your gifts go to maintaining all of these different areas, plus a whole lot more that I did not even cover. I know this is not a great graphic, but this is from the annual report that Bob gave at Samhain. And this is the major expense report. And what it's showing here is that the maintenance and upkeep of just the center itself cost roughly around $80,000, between $78,000 is what it says here. That's a lot of money, and that's just operating costs for the center itself. As you can see, the blue, which makes up more than half of the pie chart there, the blue and the red are both events, and those make a large portion of the income for Circle Sanctuary. So you can see here, if we don't have events, which we haven't been able to have, over half of the revenue of Circle Sanctuary is at stake. There has been a lot of decreases or changes, adaptations to how Circle Sanctuary is running right now because of COVID-19 pandemic. However, that membership and those donations really are the only source of revenue coming in to be able to support the center, the organization, and the livelihood of Circle Sanctuary. So we have created the COVID-19 Relief Fund, and primarily there's two goals of this fund: protecting the sanctuaries, the 200 acres, the cemetery, and the facilities for maintenance, and then also to continue the operations within the larger community, such as the Lady Liberty League, the interfaith partnerships that we are part of, our ministries, our online festivals and rituals. We do get a little bit of income through those, but not a lot because it's online. $5, $10, $20, whatever you can give. Because we may not be able to meet again for another year. And this fund that we've created is really meant to stretch out the resources that we have and get us through this time where we can't be together and we can't hold events for the safety of our community. So if you feel moved, please go to Circle Sanctuary's website and you will see a link to give to the COVID-19 Relief Fund. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of today's festival.